So I was thinking about it when I was making the last video, and I decided to go at the second try of Killer Instinct Gold with a different controller. The controller I'm talking about is the SuperPad 64 Plus from Interact, which I haven't actually used to play a game yet, but when I was like looking at other controllers I was going to get besides the first party ones, I had the feeling like this is such an interesting and unique controller. It's definitely worth looking up. When I saw it the first time, and you know, every time I've seen it since, I usually assume that the best thing it can be used for is like fighting games, and the reason I say that is because it's worth your time to go and look it up. The buttons, like I was mentioning in the last video, the buttons, how they're all lined up like they would be on an arcade cabinet for a game like this. These buttons are actually all the same size. And you know, if you've never seen this controller, it has only 2 handles like a normal controller would. That's not an N64 controller. And so it's a little bit awkward to hold because it's the handles aren't like straight up like equal sizes or anything like a PS2 controller should be. It's kind of like lopsided, which is why it's not the greatest controller. It gets a little bit it takes some getting used to for sure, because if I had to make like one complaint about it, one thing that I would change about this controller is that the left side, the D-pad side, it has a control stick on it too. It still has all the stuff that an N64 controller is supposed to have on it. It has the D-pad, it has a control stick, it has a Z-trigger, and the shoulder buttons. You can reach all of them at the same time. It also has slow and turbo on it as well, which is, I guess, where the plus comes from. But the left side is a little bit bulky, and you kind of have to like twist your fingers around it in a weird way. I think you could have had the part where the Z trigger is in just the left handle in general be a little bit smaller, less sort of clunky, I guess. But overall, like I'm actually impressed with this controller, and like I said, I think that it is the best for fighting games because it makes the most natural way of holding it. It lets you access the D-pad really easily, and I don't think the D-pad is necessarily as good as the official ones, but it's still pretty decent. And the main difference between this D-pad and the official D-pad is that the actual like parts of the cross aren't as thick. It's a little bit there's a little bit less space, but it also sticks out more, so I think you feel like you have more control over it, if it makes sense. You'd see what I mean by looking it up. Also, something that you should take the time to look up, because I talked about it before, I talked about it in the manual. You should, anybody who wants to know what I'm talking about when I say like the combo theory and how complex this game is, all you have to do is find a PDF of the manual for this game. Every character has their full move list. The full move list takes up an entire page for one thing, but then like all the combo theories that are explained to you take up several pages each, and also like everything has like a diagram that goes along with it for like how the general setup of a combo works. It has like a flow chart, and it uses all the like specific terms. It's just it's like unbelievable. Like, so I would have to say, I think that the other thing about this that makes this best for fighting games, as opposed to I don't think it would be that good for other games, is that because the buttons are all the same size, it's kind of supposed to give you the full range of access to all 6 face buttons, the A, B, and the C buttons, equally. which isn't something that you need with a lot of games. You on a regular controller, you're either like if you're playing like Turok or something, the actual like control of the character comes from the C buttons, so you kind of end up drifting towards the C buttons. And as with like most platformers and other stuff like that, you mainly are using A and B, so you stick more over to the side of that. And I think it can be a little bit awkward on this controller because they're all the same size. And your thumb kind of goes naturally to the middle, where C left and C down are. It kind of like goes to those two first, and then you have them on either side. So I think that it might not be that great for other games that aren't fighting games, but for this it's actually pretty good. I think I'm doing a lot better than I was before. Still on very easy mode, as I have been, as we found out at the end of the last video, that I was already on very easy mode. Yeah, I play a little bit more defensively now, but probably not. I'm trying to, like, make the use of those special moves that I should know how to use. I love throwing the ice pick into his face, though. That's probably one of the coolest moves that is in this game, is I think for Glacius at least. It's tough. I think it would be tough to make Supreme Victory. How well did I do? Is that flawless, or is that... I think it would have been tough right off the bat to make Glacius and not have him just automatically copy Sub-Zero in every way, shape, and form. So I think that ice pick move is really cool, because to be honest, he kind of now it toes the line between Sub-Zero and Baraka, but the way that they make Glacius is sort of like an elemental being as opposed to a ninja who uses ice all the time. It allows him to do moves that are a lot. Some of them are a lot cooler than Sub-Zero's. Like how he does that thing with his hands, and he's melting through the floor and everything. But how he sort of like makes his hands into like different shapes, like the T1000. So this is, if you could tell, this whole series is very, very 90s. Not in just the sense that it's a edgy fighting game with a techno soundtrack. It's a really good soundtrack, like I mentioned. But you have a character that generally just reminds you of the T1000 with some of the moves he does. And there's cyborgs and ninjas and all that sort of good stuff. And basically Rare trying to push the envelope on how ridiculous they can make their fighting game. As we've seen and as I've discussed. Oh, I blocked it. I'm a little more attuned to it at this point, I think. Which is what I say when I'm... Ooh, combo breaker! Got my ass kicked right afterwards, but... I'm actually liking this controller a lot. That was me sort of like messing around with the control stick. The stick definitely feels a little bit looser than... I was like, it bounces back a lot. So that's why I typed A instead of my usual ass for the 3 letters. It's a little bit more loosey, a little bit more can kind of manhandle it. But the shaft of the control stick seems to be like a little bit more like the exposed kind of metal instead of just being plastic. Actually, yeah, you can definitely tell a lot easier that it's like metal under there. I shouldn't be dealing with the control stick right now. I should still be dealing with the D-pad. If you haven't done it, or if you're not going to, you should look up the design of this controller because it baffles you right like as soon as you see it, it just kind of looks wrong. And the reason that like this is the controller that you would use for fighting games is because from what I've seen, there's like 2 third-party arcade sticks that were made for the 64, and I don't have either of them. I would like to get another controller from Interact. I think it's called the Shark Pad. That actually looks pretty cool, and I think one of the things I really like about it is that you can change the position of the control stick, of the joystick, by unscrewing it, so it can either be like all the way to the left or in the middle, sort of like to mirror what the regular N64 controller looks like. And I think these go for like 30 bucks or 30, 40 bucks. I really like to get one, but not. I don't know how to do any of those moves, just so you know. I would like to get one of those, but also I'm really bad at fighting them, so like what's really gonna come out of that besides this pure collecting nature? It's not gonna make me better at this. I think that is usually what happens is playing with the controller that's not the regular controller. Something like a joystick, not like this, which is just a slightly different shape, but like playing with something that you think is optimized for the game you're playing, you gotta adjust to it, you know? I'd really like to beat this because I'm pretty sure that this is where I had to end last time because it was so sad. After like 25 minutes, I probably played like 5 matches against Glacius. Couldn't win. But he seems to be my guy, so I'm sticking with Glacius. Just like in the last one, he just keeps doing that dick grab move. Like, that's shitty, bro. Pissing me off. Grabbing my dick. It's a cold dick. We got a little something going here. Yep. Oh, he just ended it. Alright. Just keeps doing the dick grab move again. That's 4 times. 5 times. 6 times. He did the dick grab 6 times on that second health bar. I think that's a little ridiculous, don't you? I mean, I thought it was the player characters that were supposed to abuse the same move over and over again. No, this is very easy mode, so I'm assuming that that's supposed to be really easy to deal with, and that's why they make you do it over and over again. But I suck, so I'm just really annoyed by that. Wow, I really took that out real quick. He's just gonna take it all back. It's okay. Oh, yeah. Get off! Oh, Jesus. I'd love to nail a pimp slap like that. Oh my god. This is one of those games where it's just not over until it's over. Wow. Jesus Christ. Alright, one more of these, see if I can take him down. I'm growing on this controller though. I'm glad I got this down because this made this whole thing a lot. Hey, did the dick grab? How's it feel, bro? Don't grab another man's dick. Oh, just. I'll shiv you in the face if I know how to do it. Or I'll just, you know, take ice balls to the face. sticks and balls and all kinds of goodies. And you play with Glacius. Oh, just destroying me. Jesus. This is... Yeah, see, this is embarrassing. I'll do one more. I'll try somebody different. I'll try Saberwolf. I like Saberwolf. He's a cool design. Everybody's a cool design, like I said. He does really loud whimpers and sound effects and stuff. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Eat some dip. See, he just blocks everything now. There you go. There's two, that's a combo. I know how to make combos. With pretzels. That's stupid. Oh, he's grabbing Wolf Dick now. Alright. I think I've made my point. Yeah. Maybe not today. But that was Killer Instinct. That's how Killer Instinct goes. You can see why sometimes I don't play these games, despite the fact that I own them. It's because I'm terrible at them and I have no motivation. God. Training mode. I've probably done the training mode in numerous fighting games, and not once has it ever really helped me. I want to see how fast this game gets. Let's see what this is like. Just curious. Go back to no. Let's be Spinal this time. Let's be Spinal and see how fast Ultra is. I don't know if this is in the Super Nintendo version, but it's fast. That's good. It makes everything feel more responsive, but it also makes everything feel kind of cheesy. Into the barrels! Can I do that? I don't even remember. The thing? Yeah, barrels. Exploded. I also feel like there's, like, all the effort that I was actually putting into thinking about the moves before I did them, or thinking about what buttons I was gonna press, all that's just even less comprehensive. Like, this is now I'm mashing buttons. Because it seems necessary. Whatever, that's how Ultra goes. Alright. Next game up is gonna be Cruisin' USA, which I enjoy. That's a game I like. Some people don't really care for it, but that'll be a lot, at least just easier for me to wrap my head around while I'm trying to talk and do everything. So that'll be fun. Thanks for watching if you're watching. You know, keep going on the blog, keep watching these videos, keep doing all the stuff that I work somewhat hard on. Glacius, grab hard-ons. Alright. Peace.